Let's go.
You are now watching 14A Sports on 15MOFE.com.
Hey! Oh, welcome back to the 14A Sports Radio Show. What one was that?
I don't know.
That was an abbreviated one.
I don't. It's not like I planned it.
Were you all karate out from that one?
They just. Well, the karate segment's over.
It is. The karate segment is over.
I should have gave a hungry hip hop.
Hey, I love that Team Renegade. They stayed and hung out after.
They
that.
did. They did.
You know, there's support.
Well, they're here for the after. They're here for the after party. We're gonna go bong some people in the streets of Bayonne afterwards. But now, enough about that. It is time for our guest right now. This is Pat Devaney. He is the owner and creator of the Rising Stars Basketball Academy. Pat, thanks for joining us.
Welcome aboard, Pat.
Thank you for having me.
What's up, Patty? How we doing, kid?
Iris Vernon, what's up, brother?
Yeah, you like that, huh?
I love it.
It's not as good as Bam Bam or Zilla or Fast Hands or Iron Head or whatever, but you know, I'm working on it.
All right, so Pat, you know, we've all known you for a long time. You know, the thing that we know most about you, absolutely great basketball player. I think, you know, all those days of playing at St. Mary's and PAL, just schooling everybody for like 60 points a game.
Don't get humble on us now.
You know, I can tell you what though, one game I remember this where they're like, see that Devaney kid right there? You got to triple team him, and we still lost the friggin' game.
Yeah, I rarely pass the ball.
Yeah, there's no need to do that.
Dribble his ass off.
All right, so you know,
Shoot a little bit.
in high school, you know when you're playing high school ball, you know, where'd you play? You know, what kind of accolades you get there?
First 2 years, I was at Marist High School under Christian Vanners. As a freshman, I played varsity. And, you know, Marist was a great experience. I was actually getting recruited by Hurley and Ben Gamble. Ben Gamble was the coach at Hudson Catholic. Hurley was the coach at St. Anthony's. Mm-hmm. And Marist was just the best fit for me. I knew I was going to go in as a freshman and play varsity instead of going to St. Anthony's and probably playing JV and no varsity till probably my junior year, sitting behind 4 other guards. So at Marist, it was a win-win situation, great school, great atmosphere, all family environment, and you know, it was just, we played a lot of big games, a lot of big-time games. You know, played at MSG 2 years in a row. Sophomore year played with Ben Gordon.
Nice.
How was he?
He was tough.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, he
tough.
had a very successful career.
Yeah. Where did he go to school?
He went to Mount Vernon.
New York.
Vernon. Yeah.
Why you being so shy right now?
Yeah.
You ain't this shy. Come on, start
I'm
speaking
waiting
up.
for the questions.
All right, the hard hitting ones.
All right, so I'll let you know who else I played versus.
Yeah.
James White. My sophomore year played versus James White at Slam Dunk to the Beach. I was.
That's an interesting name. Slam Dunk to the beach. What beach?
It was in Delaware, Lowe's, Delaware, one of the biggest Christmas tournaments in the country. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Slam Dunk to the beach at Christmas? That doesn't seem like it fits.
Who is the most famous person you locked up?
Locked up?
Who's
Most famous person I locked up. Well, I had DeJuan Wagner on ice skates a couple times, but he gave me 37. You know, we played. Yeah, I stuck him the whole game. He just scored 100 points the game before we played him.
That's
And you know, we watched him. We scouted him that game. So when you see
what team were you playing on at the time?
St. Augustine Prep, I was at Marist freshman sophomore year. Christian Vanners, who brought me in, wound up leaving because of some reasons with the state. And I just felt like I didn't want to be there no more. They had a new coach come in. I didn't feel comfortable with the coach. So I went down to St. Augustine Prep out in Richland, New Jersey, down south. And that was a great experience. It was an all-boys school. I thought twice about going down because it was an all-boys school. You know, me growing up, I was a ladies' man. As you guys know.
I don't know. You're just talking about going down to an all-boys school.
Well, it was a great basketball environment and great school environment. They were run by Villanova. So
How far south was it? Where was it?
about 2 hours.
Oh, it was all the way.
But you know, Ocean City, Vineland.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fine
it was
in
in
that
Richmond.
area.
Oh, no kidding.
Jesus.
Yeah, I played under Paul Rodeo, who is now the all-time winnings coach in South Jersey.
Really?
I think he has like 750 something.
That
wins.
must have been a culture shock, though, right?
Oh, without
I
doubt.
went to Rutgers. I didn't even know that South Jersey existed like that. Like, no, I'm serious.
Oh, no,
like down the shore to me, like Tom's River or whatever. I thought that was South Jersey. These kids, all Eagle fans, Philly fans, bunch of jerks, most of them. But
That's why I'm an Eagles fan.
They're actually they're seriously like it's. They say phone and home.
it's
And
totally
hoagie.
Very annoying. Very annoying.
Going to Wawa to get a hoagie, guys.
Love the Wawa. Love the
Oh
Wawa.
yeah.
I'm a big Wawa fan, but not the hoagie.
I mean, when I was younger, I was younger then. Going to Wawa, I don't think I ever paid $1 in Wawa. I mean, from
They gave you a sandwich you want.
walk right out. I put it in the bag and walk
Look
out.
at these idiots. They give my sandwich before I pay.
Everybody
They
was
should
in
know
slow
better.
motion down there.
Oh yeah.
My teachers would make fun of me because of the way I would talk.
Amongst
with an
other
accent.
things, I'm sure.
New York. But it was a great time. Played a huge amount of big time games. I mean, we were ranked in the country at a time. We wound up knocking off St. Pat's of Elizabeth, who was one of the top schools in the country under Kevin Boyle. We beat Germantown Academy with Matt Walsh at
Walsh. Florida, right?
Yeah,
Matt
Walsh.
one of my close friends. They had Lee Melchione, who went to Duke.
Yeah.
Ted Suckis, he was a 7-footer. I'm not really sure where he went. They had Mike Slattery, a guard from he was from Philly, but he went to Delaware, Division I. I had one of my best games of my high school career versus them. Wound up getting interviewed by CNN 8 after it, and that's what.
Did they ask you hard hitting questions?
Yeah, I mean,
They asked me how I got my style of play. I mean, basically from playing in Jersey City. I started off in Bayonne, but I think I really with my handle and from me just attacking everybody came from playing in Jersey City Boys Club.
yeah. Speaking about that
That's
handle,
more patented question.
Oh yeah. The handle is the key to the game of Pat Devaney. I mean, that's great that you learned it down there. That's everything. And I know that you were talking about a little bit of a culture shock, but talk about the travel. Like, did you stay down there?
I actually stayed with the secretary of the school in Ocean City.
You got any stories there?
She looked like.
She was a beautiful lady. She was a secretary. Beautiful by personality.
So that means yes, I do have some stories.
No, not like that. Not what you Bayonne guys think. That doesn't happen down there. With other women down there, but not that woman. I mean, she had older kids. She also had a kid that was younger than me, AJ. They were like my brothers. I mean, they were a great family. Taking me in like that. You can't ask for more.
So what kind
feeding
find
me,
that a lot, yeah.
What kind of legit ruckus did you cause down there? Don't say no.
Oh, yeah, you put a Bayonne boy down
The
there.
statute of limitations.
My first summer down there, I stayed at Atlantic Cape Camp the whole summer. There was a guy named Rich Marcucci, he was the one that brought me down there. He does a lot of big things with overseas people. He's the one that brought in Luell Dang.
Nice.
He brought in Pops Nana Metsubansu.
Yeah, UCLA.
George Washington. He went to George Washington. Pops.
Must have been the other Bago.
He wound up getting.
Who was the UCLA?
You're talking about his cousin.
Mamba.
No. This is Pops.
You thinking about Shabazz Muhammad?
You're talking about Muhammad
a couple years
Shabazz.
ago on their Final Four teams.
No.
Oh, Bob Mute.
Bob
Yeah,
Mute.
yeah, he's on the
They
Bucks.
had one of
now.
them Babas.
Pops
Yeah.
he got drafted. He was a monster, but played with a lot of big time guys that he brought in, and it was crazy. I was actually at the beach, and I wanted a boogie board, and I asked the kid if I could borrow the boogie board, and he said no. So I was like, I'm gonna get this kid, and it's crazy that I even did this, I wound up a wave
I don't think
came.
it's that crazy.
A wave came, so I rode the wave, and I saw that the kid was next to me. I wound up punching him, and then I had a shirt on, after I punched him. So as I went with the wave and went under, I wound up taking my shirt off, and it just went somewhere else. So he went to the lifeguard. The police wound up coming, and I'm like, I don't have a T-shirt. What are you talking about? It's not me. And all of a sudden,
You were body surfing and got the police call.
yeah, and 5 minutes later, my T-shirt washes up on the shore.
Says Devaney on the back.
They take me in. They take me in, start asking me questions. What am I doing down here? I told them where I'm from, and I gave them the whole, the MO. And once I told them I was from St. Augustine Prep, they just let me go.
Nice.
Oh, yeah,
Nice.
no problem. All right.
Go win one this year, huh?
Have a nice day.
Gotta have it. All right, so you had that very successful high school career. You ended up playing a little bit at NJCU.
Well, how about get to this? He got a look.
Look at
You
this.
can see on camera. He has a whole stack all laminated.
Oh
and
yeah,
pretty and whatnot.
oh yeah,
From my
What's your
number one
recruiter
fan,
letters?
my father.
oh
did
yeah.
That was a great job.
We're
dude.
gonna get into Devaney there.
You want to talk about some of the schools that were in here?
I seen West Virginia in there, St. Joe's,
West Virginia,
Ohio State.
There's a lot.
Providence.
VMI.
Everybody, Santa's Workshop.
That's my favorites.
Albuquerque sent me
Man,
that.
imagine him and Buddy the Elf schooling shit up north.
Alley-oop, put down. That's a sick NBA Jam team right there.
St. Joe's, Wagner, Monmouth, Phil Martelli at St. Joe's was Heavenly Army. Seth Greenberg from South. He was at South Florida at the time. Now he's an analyst.
He was at
College.
VTech too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, he was at.
That's crazy.
Now-
What's that like, though, Pat? I mean, look at this.
Yeah.
All these schools. What's that
mean,
like when you're 17 years old, 16 years old?
You know what? The personality that I had when I was growing up, it gave me a big head. But I also worked hard when it came to basketball, no matter what. I just thought nobody could tell me anything. So I did a lot of stuff, negative because of the basketball I thought I would get away with that I didn't get away with, schoolwork and everything.
You could punch people in the water on a boogie board.
That,
Listen, you need that boogie board in the summertime. Any cost necessary, you got to have it.
Well, he didn't even go for the boogie board. He just tried to take the kid.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool to
That was the
boogie board.
initial thought.
I
That
never
was the
boogie
initial
boarded
thought.
before.
Get a
so I figured,
surfboard,
let
kid.
me try.
Step your game up. Step your game up.
Well, we can't boogie board in the Bay, so.
So, all right. So, all these different things that you experienced in your life, I think that that's gonna help you tremendously in your new venture right now, the Rising Stars Basketball Academy. Talk a little bit about what you're trying to achieve
Well,
here.
how did it come about? First of all, how about the impetus of it?
All right. I worked at the AAU basketball tournament a Saturday and
good
a
work.
Sunday. It was
Somebody's
from
been reading
8 in the
that shit.
morning to 8 at night. And when I think of AAU basketball, I think about when I played and
Getting
playing
free stuff, right?
free stuff, free sneakers out the wazoo. I mean,
boogie boards.
they didn't hand those out then.
Those brothers don't swim.
Flippy flops.
you think of free vacations, going to tournaments, playing versus the best, and you don't realize the coaching. So a couple months ago, I worked the AAU tournament from 8 in the morning, 8 at night, Saturday and Sunday. And from working the table and seeing the coaching and what was going on, it really frustrated me as a player and a coach.
What do you mean?
The coaching, I mean,
Poor coaching, you're saying?
terrible.
Okay.
Watered down. I mean, you could grab Walsh right here to go coach an AAU team. He could start an AAU team right now,
We'd be the best damn AAU team in the land.
And the kids, they're really not learning the game. And then when they get to high school, it's all about winning. They're using the kids for winning, but they're not teaching nothing individually,
The fundamental skills.
Fundamentals of basketball, how to use your left hand on the left side. I get kids now that I recruit that come into school, they don't know how to use their left hand on the left side. And it's kind of sad because I learned that when I was 6 years old.
Right.
So I just see everything going in the wrong direction basketball-wise with these kids, and then the laziness and them not getting pushed, and I think that has to do with coaching. When I was growing up, when we were growing up, nobody can expect more out of yourself than yourself.
Right.
Nobody could expect more out of me than me, But I also had coaches that pushed me, and I was lucky enough to be coached by great coaches. Now you'll find 1 out of 10 good coaches.
Right.
At a young age, even at the high school level. I mean, the high school level is terrible too. And it's just sad. So I know what I'm doing right now, I'm getting to the basics. You got to crawl first before you walk.
Okay.
So when it comes to basketball, I mean, that's something that I know. If it wasn't for basketball, I wouldn't have a college degree. And that's one thing that pushed me. I always said I'm going to go to college. I'm going to play college basketball. I'm going to get my degree. The main goal was going to the NBA. That didn't happen, but I got a degree. And there's a lot of kids that in the NBA now overseas that played 4 years, 3 years, don't have a college degree and probably will never get a college degree.
Yeah.
Basketball runs up one day. And when that runs up, what do you have to fall back on?
The Rising
absolutely.
Stars. Boom.
Yeah, so, real quick with the last week, we had Corey Stokes in studio and everything.
I heard you saw a couple clips of it.
Yeah, I saw it today, actually. I was lucky enough to see it.
The whole
You were
thing
lucky.
is Corey's one of those guys who did get his degree. All right, we were,
Shout out to Corey.
yeah, definitely. Thank you for coming last week. But no, Corey's one of the things that we were real impressed about, that he did get his college degree and that, he is put together as not only a basketball player, but as a man
he
as
said
well.
that was his main focus, and that was
Yeah.
Yeah, great parents, great older brothers. He came from a great household.
Well, you said, when the guys come with the bags of money, his parents didn't want none of it when he was recruited.
Father and mother,
that's
great
crazy.
That's really stand up and hard
Everyone
to find
wants to come with a
nowadays,
bag of money.
Yeah.
I'm more than willing.
It's no joke.
All you
High school, I
radio
was
show
getting money.
recruiters.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Jesus.
they give you money because they think they're gonna get something in return.
Why couldn't
If
I
you
have a
do
little
make
bit of talent?
You know what? Just going back to your point before, when you were talking about the fundamentals, and I'm not involved in it, so I don't really know. But it just looking from the outside, it appears a very a me culture, a very selfish. What's in it for me on both ends, on a coaching end, but also on a player end, where the idea of promoting winning, but promoting winning as a team, and not just necessarily you being the star, and then whatever happens. I feel like that there's been a breakdown in that somewhere, and along the AAU ranks, that it's all about the individual, it's not about the team,
No.
and everyone's out for themselves essentially.
Well, let me
it's
chime
all
in on
about-
this real quick, just because when we see this all the time on ESPN, where the top recruit is having the huge press conference saying what school he's going to, and it happens in college basketball, college football, whatever it is. And you're right, it is a me culture right now. Especially Facebook, Twitter, where you have the power to say whatever you want at any given amount of time. So, yes, that is happening right now. But how do you overcome that?
You got to get these kids when they're young,
I agree.
and
I agree.
implement it in them at a young age, and that's what I was taught. Hard work, team first. There's no me. It's us as a team, but also as a team. If the team is going to get better, each individual player has to get better. Look at LeBron and Kobe. They work hard every single day, and they're the best at what they do. But what strives them to be, they're chasing Michael Jordan. You always got to chase something, chase somebody. Always set another goal. Always try to achieve that other goal, because there's always other goals. First goal was getting to the NBA. You get in the NBA now. You want to be the best in the NBA. You want to break records. You want to do this, but it's also winning championships.
Yeah. So when you take a kid into the Rising Stars program, how does it work? Break it down for us. What happens? Where do you start? What's the goal?
I evaluate them first.
Okay.
I ask them.
Now, what age groups are we talking about here?
I start at 7.
7? Really?
Yeah, get them young. Like Pee Wee basketball, we started at I believe it was 6.
First grade at St. Mary's, yeah.
Yeah, 6 years old.
First to fourth or something like that.
We start with footwork stuff. We start with just showing them how to use their fingertips, because when it comes to basketball, the ball should always be on your fingertips, never the palm of your hand, because you really don't have control of the basketball when it's on the palm of your hand. So a lot of fingertip drills where they're just touching the ball back and forth with their fingertips, ball slaps where they're slapping the ball as hard as they can. Just keeping control of the ball. It's all about balance, ball control, body control.
I saw you made a couple YouTube videos with those kind of drills on it.
Yeah, those are something light,
And now, where can we find these YouTube videos?
Go to Patrick Devaney on YouTube. That's my channel.
All right.
Very official, Patrick, huh? No more nicknames.
No more Pat.
No more.
My mother thought it should be Patrick. So.
Gotta
I
listen
like
to Mom.
it. I always go with
Yeah,
mom says
yeah.
that.
Your mom's a great lady too. I mean,
Hard
and the father. Your whole
Speaking of
family.
your dad,
Hardworking
Just
people.
real quick, your mom. When we were growing up, I was playing t-ball, and my mother, being the fashionista she was, always used to dress me in Bugle Boy clothes. I swear to God.
I had a couple Bugle Boys.
Had these stupid Bugle Boys.
I can't knock
With
it.
a pair.
Matthew, come here and put your bugle boy on.
But I always wore a Bugle Boy. Till I was still now. Your mom, she always calls me Bugle Boy. I'm a grown-ass man. You call me Bugle Boy.
You were the poster boy for
But
Google
yeah,
Boy
for real.
with a pair of PF flyers on.
Oh man. Oh, we're getting real.
Yeah,
So it sounds like you want to grab these kids and teach them the fundamentals. And
Yeah.
I mean, I know your dad did a great job of teaching you, and now you just want to pass along those lessons, sort of. And I think you do a great job with it.
I mean, when it comes to something I love to do, and that's basketball, I'm always going to give 110%. And what I ask these kids is just do me the same and give me 110%. If you give me 50%, that's what you're going to get out of this workout, is 50% results, So it has to work hand in hand. The kids have to want it, and I also will instill confidence in them, tell them what to do, tell them that they're doing good. And that's what you have to do nowadays with these kids. You have to kind of stroke their ego. You have to tell them when they're doing good. When I was growing up, you didn't have to tell us anything,
You knew you were good. Nobody had to
You
tell
maybe,
that, right?
you maybe. I don't know. Now, and we're also in a day and age too, where PlayStation and Xbox, they're king right now. What do you say to these kids about that?
That's why obesity is a problem in this country.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm guessing nowadays the parents think it's just easier to keep these kids away from harm and everything if they're in their living room and their bedroom playing Xbox. But in all reality is you're just really hurting these kids. I don't think there should be no reason why kids are obese. You know, we played manhunt, we played stickball, we played ring and run.
We did.
We did.
Light the dog shit on fire and run.
How do you guys feel about a 14A Sports manhunt tournament?
Yeah,
I would be in.
Yeah, I mean,
work on that.
All right.
Call me.
Beers are involved in this too.
Of course.
This is water, people. Water.
Yeah.
H2O.
Devaney's drinking the water.
Yeah, it actually is.
No, it is water.
Water all over the table.
So, Patty, who do you like watching now? Either in a college game or in the professional game, or which coaches? Now that you're kind of the coaching end of it, which coaches? Maybe not.
Yeah, who do you draw from?
But exactly. Who do
I
you
love
draw
the
from?
Pacers
What do you
coach.
like?
Yeah.
The Pacers coach.
Vogel?
Yeah, he just has a swag with him, and he's a player's coach. It seems like the players love to play for him.
They play hard.
And that's what it's all about. You want to get the best out of your players.
Right.
You got to know what buttons to push.
Look at Thibodeau. He does the best job anybody getting his players.
Oh no,
right?
he's great too,
Oh,
and
God.
he's tough, and that's where you got to be tough. You got to be tough nowadays.
No, I hear. And then the Pacers coach too. You could see it with the whole team. It's a team. Like that is the definition of a team. Everybody's contributing.
Establishing the culture
Yeah,
of a team.
You look at the box score. Which it's not supposed to be about team, but when you look at that box score, you see everybody contributing. I think it was game 3. Like 3 starters had 10 plus rebounds, and then the other stars had like 6 and something like that.
Well, like Mully just said, it's about establishing a culture. It's all about what they did in the beginning and how they're building it. You got to build it from the ground up, and that's what the Pacers been doing. I'm a Knicks fan, but I'm wearing a Grizzlies hat because I want the Grizzlies to win because they never won a championship.
I was going to say that 2 weeks in a row we got a Vancouver
Yeah,
Grizzlies hat on.
I want
Grizzlies
them
are
to win
happening.
a championship. I think it would be good for the franchise. So that's what I'm going for. But you got to start from the ground up in anything.
Yeah, so let's talk about current basketball a little bit. Actually, let's get a little bit of an update. Well, let's get an update right now. But the Pacers are up 3, starting the second half right now against Miami. Scores 42-39.
Plenty of time.
That's where they got to hang in the
8
80s.
points.
80s.
Miami's giving them
80s.
8 points. That is a lot of points.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
points.
game 1. But
It is a
I
lot.
could also see, Miami's a team that could put up 12 points in a minute.
go on a
you
run.
know?
Yeah.
They can do that real quick.
But that's where Indiana has to
Hibbert.
play these games in the mid 80s.
Hibbert's the X factor.
He protects the rim like no other, right? He's the best rim
True.
protector in the NBA right
True.
now, right?
He's a true center.
Yeah.
Has
I
some
mean,
post moves.
He dominated
Plays
Chandler.
defense. He
Absolutely
did.
dominated Chandler.
Want to hear a story about Tyson Chandler?
Boy, do I.
We played in Delaware. We played at Slam Dunk to the Beach in Delaware.
How old? He's about your. You know why
He's a
he's
year-
so much
2
older?
years older. 2 years
'Cause
older.
He came right out of high school.
I saw him, Deshaun Stevenson play,
Okay.
and Tyson Chandler was a 6'10" player bringing up the ball.
Really?
I knew this
Wow.
kid was going to the NBA. 6'10" bringing up the ball.
Kind of
He
sorry.
was
He was the
tough.
best
Matter
on
of fact,
the
he played versus Eddie Curry the game I watched him.
Wow.
And he-
Fat Eddie Curry?
Yeah.
Or
Didn't they
skinny
get
Eddie
traded
Curry?
for each other? Or in essence, because I think Curry got traded or Chandler got traded, and one of them, and that draft pick was one of the other.
James White in the same tournament.
Yeah.
That's some tournament.
Yeah, but it was crazy.
How'd you do?
I played well. That's where I made a name for myself. That's where Scout, one of the top national recruiters, or he does player profiles rankings. He called me a ball handling whiz.
Wow.
Well, you are a ball handler.
Wow.
Well, with your ball handling, did you ever think of going like the end one route or anything like that?
That's true.
I think I
Wow.
was younger.
You would have.
I did-
Listen, the professor sucks. You
I would give him the business.
would have been much better than the
No,
professor.
I would. But
Professor
So
Devaney.
humble.
I did a commercial for Dada. You ever guys hear Dada?
No.
Well, it was a low name brand. You know,
Like clothing brand?
yeah, you remember Dada?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. They got Drake wearing that.
Yeah. But this was 2001, and they paid me actually to do a commercial, ball handling commercial at Studio 54 in New York. I actually brought Justin Hill with me, and one of the guys that represents Aaron Owens, AO, asked me about it. But I'm a basketball player. I'm not with the tricks and everything. I want to pass. I want to dominate. I want to play the real game.
You don't pass.
Power didn't. I hold the record for most assists in the game at Union County Community College. 14 in one game.
Do you have the most shots attempt also?
Possibly.
I didn't check on that.
You don't gotta.
I passed the ball a lot in high school. That was my forte. Dribbling and passing. With the thing with
were you off guard or point guard?
I was the point guard.
You were point guard, yeah.
Coach on the floor,
Well, I could see that with pass as a kid. I mean, honestly, when you're that good, you probably don't even want to pass the ball.
Yeah, well, you knew once you got to high school and everything, to get to the next level, you were going to have to pass, and your game was going to have to be complete.
Being a 5'10" white kid,
you better
can't
pass
dunk.
to the bigger dudes, right? Keep them happy.
Yeah,
I had to.
Yeah. All right, so in closing here with the Rising Stars, I know your main route is to go, just to go individually with kids and stuff like that. But I know on there you offer like team packages and stuff like that. You are the current assistant coach for the women's team at NJCU.
That is correct.
What is your highest aspiration right now for coaching?
that's got to be a great start, right?
I mean, yeah, I was at St. Pat's last year for a little while, and then right before Labor Day, I got offered the job at NJCU to be the assistant women's
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
That's no small task.
And I said, you know what? I'll let you know after Labor Day because women, and I know how hard I am. And I came back and I said, I'll take the job because, I like challenges.
Yeah.
And I'm alumni. That's my school, and I want to see the best for the program. So I want to turn the program around. If I do that, that'll be a huge goal accomplished. And I want to move up. I want to be the head, and I want to move up. D3, D2, D1. The goal's high. That's how you always set the goal high.
There you go. Awesome. So, anyone interested in the program, the Rising Stars program, how do they get in touch with you? And
Facebook, Rising Stars Basketball Academy. That's my it's the regular page, but then the actual Facebook is just Rising Stars. Also have Twitter, Rising Stars Basketball Academy, and then
I didn't even know you were on Twitter. I gotta get you on Twitter, man.
Also, you could go to the NJCU website, find out my email
you got
me
a cute
at the
picture
college.
up there or what? Nice picture.
Oh
NJCU.
man, you gotta see
they
my
rated
picture.
Me he said it was the best picture that he ever took. And this is a guy.
Hold on.
Was he hitting on you?
Hold on.
Wait,
Was it
Wolf?
Wolf? No. Hey, I gotta show you.
my God.
I gotta show you my picture from the golf team. It's
Same
horrible.
guy took the same picture.
It's horrible. But no, you know what? No, in all seriousness, not like Pat. I've known you my whole life. I know that you've tried your hand at a number of different tasks and you've succeeded well and made money in all of them. And I don't think that this is going to be any different. I think you have a lot you have a lot of information and skill and all of that to pass down to the children coming up right now. And the passion obviously speaks for itself.
You're a student of the game, and your dad taught you great stuff, and I just see you passing those lessons along now, and I think that's great.
Still learning.
Not more important than teaching the kids things.
Well, just keep making YouTube videos because I got a kick. I laughed at
The next YouTube video will be me beating Corey Stokes.
Oh, that was
game to 12.
That was something that we wanted to get to.
Is that a challenge?
Oh, of course.
Nice.
He would have to play defense on me, and if he wants to keep his pro career, it would be smart enough not to play me.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. This is a live on cyberspace.
Ankles and knees do play a huge factor.
Now we asked Corey last week. We asked him, we're having Pat on next week. Do you think he can lock you up? And his response was,
and what?
Yeah, what I don't know.
Oh, no,
not basketball.
He said
not basketball.
He said, "Lock me up in what?"
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah,
not basketball.
I thought you remember. I was giving you the segue.
Now Corey's a great player. He's a great shooter, but he has to handle the ball. He has to try to create his own shot.
So Devaney versus Stokes to 12.
You know what? You guys set it up. You can get the
All right.
cameras out.
Yeah.
NJCU gym.
We definitely
We could definitely do it in the gym because I wouldn't want Corey to hurt herself on the concrete. Yeah, I love Corey. I knew him since he was a young kid.
He's a
You know,
friend
I
of
love
the
his
program,
family.
man.
See, that's good. That's that competition we're looking for around
love
here.
it. I love it.
Absolutely great. All right, so you know what? Maybe that should be the preview to the fantasy draft for football this year. Have them play a little game to 12, and then we do a little fantasy draft, and then have them in our fantasy draft.
All right, we'll work on it. We'll set it up.
A lot of big things going
That
on here.
hamster's really
14
doing
A's
overtime
Sports.
without wheeling your head right now.
The one-line king. All right.
Slow down.
I'm not going to do that. All right. All right. So we're going to get out of here for the evening. Huge special thanks to all our guests tonight. Fast Hands and Zilla from the Renegade Boxing Team.
www.digitalgemini.com.
Shout out to Knuckles, too.
Check him out. He produces, does everything computer-wise.
Did you pay us for that advertisement?
No, but he's doing my website. I got to give him a shout-out.
That's cool.
All right. That's $20,
Brother-in-law.
$20 to you, Digital. That's happening. We ain't making no money here.
Oh, check out for the book. It's going to be A Bonds Commend. I'm going to be in a book with some of my old friends,
that's
Bashir
right.
Mason.
Yeah, let's talk about this a little bit. I completely forgot that we even had this. Yeah.
Copeland.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, well, I played for an AAU team. We were the Jersey City Boys Club. We switched over to the Bondsmen, New Jersey Bondsmen. And
Were you all
Love that.
jail?
Love that
No,
name.
no.
Love that name. The New
Yeah,
Jersey
get bailed
Bondsmen. And these are kids.
so, it's basically about keeping kids in jerseys, because most kids that you keep in jerseys, and I'm not talking about criminal jerseys or suits like that, basketball, football, baseball, more than likely become successful. And
Right.
it's about us. It's about 90% of us that played for that team now went on to play pro basketball or now coach college basketball.
Doing well with their lives.
Bashir Mason, head coach at Wagner University. Dwayne Lee, he's assistant over there at Wagner. Donald Coleman overseas playing basketball. Myself at NJCU coaching. So it's about all of us.
That's awesome.
And it'll be.
So what are you doing? You putting a book together?
Yeah, we all get a chapter, and well, it's not actually us. It's the Coach Donald Copeland. And it's just about everything, about what we've been through and what steps we took to get to where we're at.
That's
So
awesome.
It'll be in by December.
That's a great idea.
supposedly.
Yeah, and that's a
good
great
stocking stuffer.
Yeah, it's a great Christmas gift. Yeah. Fucking one-line king, taking the lines right out of my mouth. Taking the one line ahead. I don't know. All right, so yeah, we're definitely gonna look after that book. We will definitely push that as much as we can on 14asports.com and everything. Like, I definitely want a copy. I don't want to pay for it, but you bet, stop.
You get a free one. You guys get a free one.
All right.
Awesome stuff.
Even Cole's over there.
Oh yeah, everybody can read. All right, so once again, big special thanks to our guests tonight: Fast Hands, Zilla, the whole Renegade Boxing Team, Pat Devaney, Rising Stars Basketball Academy. Check them out everywhere on cyberspace. HD producing the best show in the cyberspace business. Guys, any words to take us out tonight?
Get us out of here.
I agree.
We done.
We done. All right, guys. We'll see you next Wednesday. 14A Sports on 15 Minutes of Fame Radio. Peace.
Let's go!